We're going to start here with Adobe Clip. As you can see, I already have some projects on there right now. Let me just start off with something fresh. As you can see, I hit the plus button over here on the lower right hand side. When I select that, these four options come up, and I'm going to go over each option. The first thing that looks like a cell phone is actually the media inside your phone. So after you're done filming with Filmic Pro, you can go over your clips, but I'm going to go through all these other options. The second option is to send some video to Lightroom. Then the other one is the Creative Cloud. The last option is to capture video on Adobe Clip. So you can actually start recording onto Adobe Clip. But I'm going to select something from Filmic Pro. And I'm going to go here and select Filmic Pro in the gallery section. You can see all the clips that I recorded on the documentary that I shot. Hit done, bam. Once I hit done, it gives me two options. Automatic, which is just a self-generated video that is based off of the pace of the music, and freeform. We're going to choose freeform. Okay, once that's selected, we get to this section, and this is going to be our editing bay. Let me start with some of the top buttons. At the top, you're going to see this musical note over here, and this is to select kinds of music. Now, Adobe Clip actually provides some stock music here. Most of them run about 3 to 2 minutes long, but it actually loops no matter what your video length is. The other options is that if you want to have your own kind of music on there, you can select albums, and you have some options right here from bands that you like and that you store onto your cell phone, or stuff from YouTube. The three rings over here are these different options for color grading your image. So this sort of works out like Instagram, where you have these presettings of color correction. So I'm just gonna pick a random one. I'm pick classic. You can see it in real time that you're changing it up, changing the look, seeing what works. Okay, that works. Go back, and automatically it's color corrected. The next one, the little gear. Now these are your video settings, and you have the option of fading from black in the beginning of the clip or fading out to black at the end of the clip. You can also crossfade in between clips and give a dissolve every time there's a different cut. Now at the bottom there's also photo motion, so if you bring in some pictures, you go in and out in a slideshow kind of fashion. The three dots over here are for sharing. If you select that, this menu pops up and you have different options of sharing your media. Publish and share video will publish your video on Adobe Clip. Editing in Premiere Pro will send your project to Adobe Premiere. You can save it up to your gallery once you're done editing, or publish it onto YouTube. And the last button, it's actually a preview. So once you're done with your editing, you can actually go through the video and watch it. But since I haven't made any cuts yet, let me just show you how to do all that. This is the cut button over here. You have a couple choices here. You can change the speed of your video by slowing it down. Now this would work out best if your video is shot in 60 or 120 frames per sec, but unfortunately my phone doesn't have that capability. We're going to duplicate the clip, and as you can see, you can duplicate it. And I'm just going to erase that one clip, that duplication. And to do that, you notice that little trash bin. Click right there. It'll ask me if I want to delete this from the project. And I say yes. Now don't worry, it doesn't remove it from your gallery. It's still inside your phone, but I'm just removing it here. Back to the edit clip options. As you can see, I can also split. Let's say I want to make a cut right here. I'll make a cut and it will make that cut right there. And I can also, if I pinch the screen with my two fingers, I can move around the playhead and say I want that, for example, and then I can move this, go back to clip options, split the playhead, and I made another cut. Maybe I don't need this anymore, so I'm gonna remove that. Bam. And we can watch it.
Sit upside down for a week.
And let me just move things around. By the way, you can drag each one of these clips any way you want. You don't have to keep them in the same fashion that they were when you imported them. You can move them around right there. So you can arrange it in any way you want down here. This is basically your timeline. To the next option, the sound icon over here, you have the choice of removing the audio completely. We can adjust the volume right here. Now Smart Volume, which is not the next option, Smart Volume, this will actually mix your audio of someone speaking and the music in the background. Now we're going to go to here to exposure. As you can see, I can change my exposure. You can change the highlights, and you can change the shadows. Now the last thing I want to point out is this running wheel on the bottom left hand side. As you notice, it's spinning, and this usually works when there's Wi-Fi around. What it's basically doing is it's uploading the project files onto the Creative Cloud, and that's Adobe Premiere Clip.